Hi guys, welcome back. Hey Denisa. Hey guys. All right, let's get into a specific message on this one. These are the ones where also if you would like to type the word heal in the comment section, which will be visible at the end of the video when I'm done with this live portion. That'll get you entered to win for Monday. On Monday, I will be randomly pulling somebody's name and we'll be doing a storytelling for them. So look for that tomorrow. But in the meantime, I do these specific messages if something weird pops into my head. And I don't know if somebody was eating flan or if it was one of those, I think that I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese, but there's like a gelatinized, it's like milk based, but then it turns into like a gelatinized, like little like cubes of like a firmer, squishy, it's like a dessert, kind of like, I guess, a different version of flan. And I don't know if the metaphor for this is like something that goes from a liquid into a solid or what this is about, or if somebody's just eating flan. So let's take a look. Hi guys, Chrissy, Sierra, Ramon, Ginger Montague, Moonbeam Wendy. Thank you guys so much. Great to see you. We have Strength card and Two of Cups. Okay, well, this so far has nothing to do with flan, but it has everything to do with powerful emotions. Maybe something is going from like, and I said maybe a transformation of matter, from a liquid to a solid. Well, maybe it's instead we're talking about energy, because the Two of Cups can be very much about just the energy flow, the 5D connection, but maybe we actually have two people that are about to like maybe literally meet on a mountaintop or physically be side by side or physically touch now. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Actually, you know what? I think we definitely should double down on that because I'm so dense sometimes, I swear. We literally have like sacred geometry, flower of life kind of imagery there. So we're looking at the energy realm, but then knowing that there's this profound bond between two people that are very much, real and living and breathing side by side. Same thing here. We've got, all of the light from the night sky and from, whatever incandescent lights and such, but then the light between them is where the more like divine light is, and we see them together. So I definitely think that it's like going from intangible to tangible, from something that's out there versus something that's very real. So instead of a liquid, we have a solid, or instead of energy, we have like matter. Okay, so kind of an amazing message. Three of Pentacles. It's definitely, everything is about, it's time to come together. Universe, tell me, is this happening soon? King of Swords, indeed. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is somebody ready to rock and roll. I feel like this is him saying a little prayer, bending his, head down. I don't know if somebody just is watching Gladiator or what, if they've got that, I'm thinking Russell Crowe, picking up the handful of sand or something, or some kind of like symbolic, like, knights of old, whatever. Maybe it's like touching, hand to head or something, or giving some message to the universe, like guide me, make sure that I say the right words. The sword can be, the equivalent of someone's tongue, the words they're about to say. So it's like, okay, this is really important. Guide me to say the words that I need to say. Let them be the right words. Come on, King of Swords. We're rooting for you. Six of Swords, Four of Cups in the reverse. This time, I got to get it right so we go into calmer waters instead of have any more regrets. No regrets, no illusions, no missed opportunities. Full steam ahead. I love this. Absolutely love this. He could wear a helmet or a hat for work, or some kind of like hard hat. Maybe he works construction. Maybe there's something here about his helmet. Also, he could have dreadlocks, or he could have really long hair. Oftentimes that's a sign of like virility, just, the energy of life. It could also represent the length of hair always makes me think of a passage of time and like how much energy they put into this long thought process. So that's kind of amazing. Three of Swords. This is like, I'm coming head on. It's either going to be, I'm headed for a heartbreak or I'm headed for the absolute love story, but one way or the other, things have to go from 5D into the 3D. So whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. I'm braced for it. It is like, here I go. I'm like diving on in, and it's going to be everything, or it's going to be an epic flop, but I got to say what I got to say. We got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So this is not something that he's doing whimsically. We already know that. He's a King of Swords, not a Knight. So we know he's not. None of this is going to be like, oh, I'm just going to wing it and spit something out. I believe he may have either constructed his thoughts in such a way that it's like, this is exactly what I need to convey. Yeah, Ace of Cups. This is the big message. The big message is I have to offer my heart. I mean, that says kind of everything. If we're saying to somebody, I offer you my heart, that says right there, I'm trying to give you the best of me, and I hope you'll take it. And I hope you'll keep it safe. And I hope you won't smash it. And I hope you feel the same way. And I'm not trying to ask you to give me stuff. I'm telling you point blank, I'm offering you everything I've got. Like, that's a powerful statement. Maybe even better than saying I love you is saying I offer you my heart. So this feels very romantic, but it also feels very, very sincere. And it's like he's found the statement that says it all. And that's why I don't think it's something that is impulsive. It's not off the cuff. It's like, this is the truth that's been resonating. Aces are personal. So this is him speaking from the heart. Good done. Well done. Good on you. We get the World sideways. She's still sleeping. This is like, we'll say a half a day away from happening in the storyline, because the World is sideways. It's night still. I don't think it's half a year. I think it's half a day. So this could be in the next 8 hours, which would put us into tomorrow. The sun, literally. Tomorrow is in sunrise, or 8 hours from now. I don't know if she wakes up and sees a message from him and sees that this is the message, or if, there is an opportunity for them to see each other. Let me just ask, will you see her? I don't know if somebody works like at a daycare or something, or they'll be dropping off kids, or, she works at a school. Wow, Page of Wands. And she's having her morning coffee. A lot of flowers in her hair. This definitely looks like fall. This is very timely. So I live in the Northern Hemisphere. So, it is fall here. So there's, a lot of red leaves still on the trees and such. I'm picturing, although she's dressed almost like very wedding-esque. I don't know if she's going to be wearing soft pinks. She may have on like a collar type of necklace also, something like heavily beaded, but she has, I don't know, it's very floral. It's very, very feminine. And I don't know if somebody sleeps in their birthday suit, but it does appear somebody sleeps in the nude, likely her. I do want to go back because there was something else about the silver tone for him. I'm actually picturing he wears either like a silver piece of jewelry or silver, like, I don't know if it's a chain, or if I almost think that it's like maybe it's a bracelet, but it's silver, not gold. He's offering his heart like on a platter, and that comes in that golden cup, but that doesn't stand out to me at all. Silver stands out. Silver is a color of nobility and honor. So maybe that's why I look at that more so. But she either is going to be looking really good, but very, very feminine if they see each other, or that just happens to be, I don't know, she could almost have like something in her hair. Maybe they're not supposed to be flowers. Maybe, because I'm picturing somebody with like, that's curling their hair, putting rollers in their hair, getting their, ready for their day. This could be like a towel wrapped around her drinking coffee, curlers in her hair or something. And this is in the morning. This is something where she gets this message. Tower, watch out. Don't drop your coffee mug if you're checking emails. Tower can be a smash, a crack, something that is really unexpected that pops up into her hand, or into, her eyes, or something, her vision of, oh my God, what is this? What is this message? Hang on. So are you seeing him, or are you reading something from him? We have a Queen of Wands again. She's naked a lot. And the Knight of Pentacles. I would say that for her, receiving this King of Swords message, I almost think that she's going to have like a moment where, I don't know if she's around something that's super bright, like kaleidoscope almost colors, or, many, many different colors, or if it's like her head's going to be swirling. We can see it's like a stained glass looking, but almost reminds me of like looking through a kaleidoscope. But I almost feel like you know, if something surprises us, something that we don't expect, it can make us almost feel dizzy for a moment, or depth perception goes off kilter. So it just says, be mindful. I think she's going to be reading this because it says it's a slower moving method. This could be, I'd like to see you. And that could be like, oh my God, this person, this King of Swords may be saying something about like, I'd like to see you because I need to tell you how I feel, or, you know, I am in love with you. I'd like to offer you my heart. Can I see you? You know, it could be something along those lines. This is about, it's an initial information or piece of information that she gets, followed by dropping a coffee mug or having some kind of a splash. There's definitely some kind of a splash here. She could drop her phone, you know, in the potty, or, you know, dishes full of sink full of dishes. But be mindful of things like that. Don't have something plugged in near water, especially in the morning or something like that. You know, hair dryers, curlers, you know, don't put a sink full of water and have electrical things plugged in right next to it, because it seems like she's going to be like, whoa, shocked. And even like a little bit dizzy or something, because it's going to be a, you know, like, whoa, my head's spinning kind of thing, you know. For this fictional character, please remember these are all fictional, but it has to do with he's not in front of her. That's why I'm like, well, he's not showing up in her face because we don't see his face. So it has to be a message, which means it's not FaceTime. It's not, you know, a message that she can see his face. It has to be written somehow. But it comes with a, you know, and then at a later date, can we talk further? Then can we see each other? May I come over? Whatever this is, it's here we go. Here we go. This is a big thing. We have the High Priestess. She may have hoped and prayed for something like this a long time ago, specifically right around Halloween. She may have at a birthday wish, she could have, you know, blown out a candle or something and said a wish. Maybe she's like a Libra, Scorpio, cusper or something. But I just feel like there was some kind of I don't know, maybe she does, you know, just in general, you know, there's lots of different ways we can make a wish. We can wish upon a star. We can, you know, blow out a birthday candle. Sometimes we just have our own little, you know, superstition in our own head that we don't tell anybody about, like when we were kids. And I will say, even to this day, if I'm around like my brother, if we're like out walking or something, and, you know, through a parking lot or something, and there's, you know, a painted like line, he always says you have to go all the way up and touch the line, because that protects our mom. I have no idea. That was just something that we did as kids to protect our mom. So I don't know why we always thought touching a line on the road. I have no idea. I don't know where that even came from, but that was our superstition. So we to this day still do that. And he'll like get mad if I don't do it. So every family has like their traditions, right? But I'm just pointing out, sometimes we have our own odd things with, you know, little ideas, or the way we send out a wish, or the way we, you know, put a protective bubble around something. So I don't know if she has like a subconscious idea that this was going to happen at some point, because she actually wished this, you know, upon a star. But, and I don't know, somebody eating pomegranates? This is definitely, you know, obviously the High Priestess always has a pomegranate, but this is like a half of a pomegranate, or maybe my first thought was actually like pink grapefruit or grapefruit juice or something. Again, lots of morning time food type stuff in my head on this one. So if she has wished for this, even though it's a stunner, there's still something here where this wish coming true like this is kind of a big shocker. Ramon, that's awesome. We have the Three of Swords. So with the Three of Swords here for her, and prior to that, the High Priestess, Two of Swords. Look, I hesitate to say this because I think it's a bad idea, but Strength card. What I was going to say is, it's weird because The High Priestess usually senses what's coming to a certain extent, right? But it's as if she braced herself for the worst possible scenario. Like, oh my God, I sensed that this could happen, but they're going to come in and they're going to break my heart, and I want to protect myself against this. I have to be strong because I know this is not going to go well. It's almost like she thought, I have this premonition, they're going to show up, but then she shifted and said, and it's going to be a negative outcome. I don't know if somebody has like a stick-on tattoo, but there's like the gold tattoo on her arm. Or if somebody has like, if you've ever done any like whatever gold trim painting with a paintbrush, somehow it always gets somewhere else on you, and you've got, gold streaked fingers, and, it just, and it doesn't come off very easily either. I don't know if it's gold leafing or if it's a little bit of gold paint or what, but it's weird because she already thought, I'm going to have to stay strong. And we do have this flamingo here, and, flamingos tend to stand on one leg. I'm picturing she has really great core strength. She may be into Pilates and such, but she's like, I'm going to have to, even if I feel off balance, I'm going to have to just handle this because I'm braced. Here she is again as a High Priestess. I'm so braced for a negative outcome. Why are you so braced for a negative outcome when it looks like it's such a great incoming message? Why are you so braced for a negative? Moon in the reverse says, I just know. I'm positive. It's been revealed to me. How? Five of Cups in the reverse. I kind of think, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but like a little bit of, like, say it's reverse psychology. She's like, if I prepare myself for the worst, then that's the only way I can get the best outcome. So I prepare for the absolute worst. I imagine what worst case scenario would be. I sense they're coming, but I first think, what's the worst outcome I could possibly have? Let me prepare myself and let me figure out how I would handle it. Let me picture balancing my energy no matter what happens. They reach out to me someday and they say something is hurtful. Let me be okay with living through that first. Now, if I can experience it mentally and say, okay, I've dealt with worst case scenario. They reach out to me. It's horrible. It's painful. They say something mean to me. And that's all they wanted to do was call me up and yell at me. I've lived through the concept of that. And now whatever happens, because I still know I'm going to hear from them, I've already basically dealt with that one possible scenario of life, which now means it's not going to happen because I already went through it, lived it, got the lesson out of it, although it didn't happen. It only happened up here. But now I can go ahead and say, honestly, I can be good. Whatever happens, it'll be less bad than that because I already thought of the worst case scenario. I don't know how else to explain it other than she's mentally prepared herself for worst case, which means now she's all right, whatever comes. Five of Coins. She's still, with all these fives, she's like, I'm just in the place where I don't expect anything. Page of Wands. But yeah, I'm going to want to hear what they have to say. All right, so what's our final message on this? We have a Queen of Wands sideways. I don't know. We have to take this to a part 2. I was trying not to let this be so long, but I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this or I'm never going to know what this means. All right, you guys, I'll see you there in just a minute. I'm sorry. There'll be a free link in here in a little bit after I've done part 2. All right, bye.